find it interesting. So sit back, relax with your own cup of coffee if you like, as we chat. So, some of my favorite type of role plays to do are character videos. Probably because I like, you know, creating a bit of a costume and things of that nature. It's just fun to do the character ones. So I was thinking of, like, my dream cosplays, because cosplayers are just fantastic. I follow quite a few on Instagram, and it's just beautiful how they put together some of the costumes and some of the looks of these characters. I love it. Could I ever be a cosplayer? Probably not, because I don't know how to sew very well. But I find it fascinating, and I was like, what are my dream costumes or cosplays that I would want to do? And immediately I had a good handful come to mind of ones that I've always wanted to dress up as, that I've always wanted to cosplay, if you will. So I thought that we would just chat about those particular people. I just jotted down the ones that immediately came to mind, and then I thought on some other ones for a couple weeks, and I think I have a list of about 20. Some of them are the ones that have always been on my list since I was a child, and other ones are like, that would be fun, wouldn't it? So let's talk about some cool costumes that I dream of one day taking part in. Will that ever happen? I have no idea. But we can dream, can't we? Okay, so I have pictures on my phone, but I'll put them on the screen for you guys. So let's just start with this one here, Rose from Titanic. This one kind of popped into my mind randomly, didn't come straight forward, but I'm a little obsessed with how beautiful Kate Winslet is in Titanic, and this particular red look is just absolutely gorgeous. And I would love to wear this dress and this look, if you will. I think it would complement my figure as well. But this particular one, I love the red color and the black and the stitching on it. Just the whole ensemble. She has a lot of beautiful looks in Titanic, but this one is like my favorite, so I thought I would add it to this list. Then we have Regina Mills from Once Upon a Time. Now let me tell you, there's about 20 good looks that I would love and kill to be in from Once Upon a Time. Regina's outfit, the Evil Queen, was amazing. It was, I hope the costume people won things because her looks were just spectacular. There was like headpieces or capes or like tights with capes, or my friends and I used to joke around, and anytime she'd have cleavage we'd be like, oh, it's Evil Queen cleavage. But they were just beautiful, and there was like black outfits or dark blue or red. There are so many Regina outfits that I would kill to cosplay and wear because they're just like amazing. If you've seen Once Upon a Time, you probably know what I'm talking about. They're just spectacular designed wise. And of course Lana rocks all of them. This next one I thought of because my mom and I actually talk about it quite often as like maybe like a Halloween costume one year or something like that, but it's the ants from Practical Magic. They have a very distinctive look to them. I would probably go for Stockard Channing's looks, and my mom would do the other one, probably. But they're very like, I don't even know, their witchy vibe is just fantastic. And that's one that like you could just piece together like a great costume because it's like nothing specific, just like different pieces that like look like them. Sometimes we'll see hats and we'll be like, ooh, these look like the ants from Practical Magic. Things like that. So I figured I should probably include a Padme look on this because I did, you know, the prequels came out when I was a little girl and I thought that Padme's outfits were gorgeous, of course, and there are so many to choose from. So I was like, which Padme and or Queen Amidala outfit would I want to like cosplay? Would I want to do like the full shebang with? There's so many. And I decided on this white one from the end of Phantom Menace. If you're gonna do one, you might as well go all out with one of the Queen Amidala looks. And I really like this white one from the end. When I first saw it, when I was little, I was like, oh, it's white like Princess Leia, because I had obviously already been introduced to the originals, and there was just something that reminded me of the end of New Hope, with Leia's look there. And so I think I would go with this particular Queen Amidala look with the different white layers and still the Nubian makeup look, because I love all things Naboo. But there are truly so many Padme ones to choose from. I follow an unreal number of cosplayers on Instagram that do just incredible Padme looks, and they look exactly like Natalie Portman. These people like are able to morph their faces. It's insane and talented, and I love it. I dream to be like them. So a cartoon one that I would love to dress up as sometime is Meg from Hercules. She is such an underrated character. If they ever make Hercules into live action, they better cast her correctly, because I love Meg. Megra. I love her. She's just, I'm a damsel in distress. I can handle it myself. I love her, and I love her purple dress. The whole look to it, and the very specific like hair that you would have to do, and the wig you would have to wear to give off the Meg look. But that's definitely a cartoon one that I would love to cosplay. And then like I always think of cosplay or costumes, or even some of the role plays that I do, I'm all like, oh, but that character doesn't have a tattoo on her arm, and so how would I hide my tattoo? I do that a lot with certain characters, so I would have to figure it out, because it's a short sleeve one. So next up I have Katrina from Sleepy Hollow. I love Sleepy Hollow. The Tim Burton version. I love actually a couple of versions of that, but I do like the Tim Burton version. And I chose this particular black and white striped dress. Any of those vintage like dresses are just beautiful, and I'd love to try them on. But I love the black and white. It's very Tim Burton-esque, a little bit of Beetlejuice, you know. But it's a beautiful dress, and Christina Ricci looks absolutely gorgeous in it. I saw someone do that dress for Halloween this year too. I was like, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. How did you make that? Teach me your ways. But I would love to rock that dress. I wish I could wear that type of dress like all the time, because it just looks beautiful. Awesome. So this next one I thought of because I love the character, okay? But what would I specifically cosplay of her? So if you're a Vampire Diaries fan, I love Katherine. And some of her more modern looks, you know, aren't very specific. Like, would you know what it is? But if you do some of the flashbacks to like when they first introduced Katherine and whatnot, some of those dresses would be super fun with like the vampire switch of, you know, with the teeth and the eyes and everything. Makes me want to rewatch Vampire Diaries. But I love Katherine, and I would love to do one of her specific looks just because of how much I like the character, really. Another one that I would love to do, and I have done a roleplay of her, so I've done my spin on it, is Jaina Solo. I'd have to like look specifically at book covers or comics or things like that to get a specific reference, but I would love to do maybe something like darker looking suit, or even like a fly suit would be cool with her purple lightsaber. I would love to do a Jaina Solo cosplay, just because that definitely goes back to my childhood as well. I grew up with like Jaina Solo stuff, so that would be cool. Then we have like and this list is completely random in case you couldn't tell, in no particular order, like a poison ivy. I would love to do a poison ivy look, and I would do my own spin on it because I immediately think to like the cartoon, or there's been TV shows, multiple movies, you know, you could do like the Uma Thurman look, which is like super attractive. But there's just like a lot of different looks you could do with poison ivy, but still clearly be ivy. I would love to do an ivy one. I actually really want to do a poison ivy roleplay, so maybe that will be my chance to put something together of some sort, but it could be fun to do different versions of ivy, if you will. Okay, so this one is one that immediately came to my mind when I thought of this topic, okay? I've loved this character and this set of outfits since I was a wee little Cassie. And that is Anna from Van Helsing. I don't care if people don't like Van Helsing. I love that movie. And Anna's outfits are incredible. I wanted to be a vampire hunter with her when I was a little kid. She just looks so amazing in this outfit. I mean, she has a couple different ones, but this particular one I'm looking at is like got the velvet long sleeves, the bustier, the tight pants, the sword. Like, it's amazing. I love it. I immediately thought of this look, and I love this look. I think I even did like trying to piece like little pieces of it together when I was a kid, you know, because I was really into like making my own little costumes and playing, right? So I think I totally did that. So this next one is another one that I immediately thought of that is pretty unrealistic for me as a person, because it takes a very specific body type to pull this one off. And let me tell you, I don't think I've ever had this body type my entire life, so. And that would be Catwoman from the Tim Burton one, from Batman Returns, okay? That Catwoman suit is amazing and hot and everything. I love it so much. And I have never been able to decide which version I'd want to do. Like, the fully put together version is so amazing. I love the stitches on it so much. It's just a dream if I could ever do it. Or the end of the movie where it's like falling apart, I think would be an awesome cosplay too, where you're still kind of in the cat suit, but you like have the blonde hair coming out and, you know, she's kind of torn to bits. But I love that cat suit. It's a dream that will never happen. But it's still on the list, and I immediately thought about it when I was thinking about costumes and cosplays. Keeping with the DC momentum, this is another one that I immediately thought of, and it's another like tight fitting suit, so I'd have to figure that out because I'm not a skinny one. And it's the 1960s Batgirl. It is the purple suit with the yellow cape and like the red wig, all of that from the 60s version. I love this bat suit. I love this version of Batgirl. I mean, it's like my main go-to because they refused to give us a movie. I love the purple and the yellow so much. I actually have a cape that I got for the Batgirl roleplays I've done that kind of has like the accent of purple and yellow on it, which I love, but this whole look would be amazing. I don't know if I would ever take it off. I would just run around and be Batgirl. That's what I would do. I'd quit YouTube and I would just be Batgirl. But I love Yvonne Craig, so. I just put all the DC ones kind of near each other, didn't I? Another one that I would love to do is Harley Quinn, and not... Harley Quinn is like massively overdone now because of Suicide Squad and Margot Robbie and everything like that, and she's great, but if I ever did a Harley Quinn, I'd want it to be the cartoon version, the one that I was introduced to as a kid, with the red and the black and the white, the full-on jester look. I would love to do a Harley Quinn look like that. Once again, very tight-fitting suit. Not sure how it's going to handle the curves that I have going on, but if I ever decided that I wanted to do that, that is the particular version of Harley Quinn that I would want to do. Another one that I've always loved and wanted to do, and I really want to do a video of her, so I mean, maybe that's another one. Maybe I'll have to like piece something together for a video, but it's Lily Munster. I feel like the Addams get a lot of the praise when the Munsters was an amazing show. I love the Munsters, the whole family, but Lily Munster was obviously my favorite. She's like a vampire, and I love her whole aesthetic and her whole look. Her dress is amazing when she like lifts her arms and you can kind of like see like the classic vampire look. I love it, and I would love to wear that. I would wear her dress like on a normal basis, but maybe I'll have to piece something together if I want to do a Lily Munster video. Next up is Miss Peggy Carter. I love Peggy Carter. She's one of my favorite Marvel movie characters, and I really enjoyed the Agent Carter show while it lasted. There's a couple different looks that I would want to do with Peggy. I would realistically really want to cosplay a Peggy look if I had someone to do like Cap with me, like Captain America. Like, do I have any volunteers to be Captain America? But like her military look is good. There's that one blue look. Just anything with like the vintage 40s look would be super fun, especially if you had like a Steve. Like I need a Chris Evans. Do you think he's available? Another DC look, but it's not like the classic DC look. It's from the Arrow universe, and that is the Canary look. So this is not a straightforward black canary look, like the standard black fishnets and whatnot. The Canary look was Sarah Lance, the first Canary introduced on the show, which was my favorite. I love Sarah Lance. It kind of inspired my second channel name. And I love her black jacket, corset, tight pants look with her bow staff. I love it a lot. And the mask, I would love to do like a Canary cosplay. It would also be super fun if there was like an Arrow one with me, or like a Deathstroke or something. Would be a lot of fun, but I really like that Canary look. So hopping back to Star Wars, there would of course be some Princess Leia ones that I've wanted to do. I'm sure I would love to do all of them. I've kind of done a couple for videos, and I put together my own version of the Yavin ceremony for going to see an orchestra. So that was my version of it. But I've always been quite obsessed with the Cloud City red look, and like the red jumpsuit type thing, the lighter cape jacket. I love that look. My hair is actually long enough to do those loops with braids right now, which makes me happy for some nerdy reason. But I really like that particular Leia look, and I would love to rock that. at some point in my nerdy little life that lacks cosplay. Another one that I immediately thought of was Huntress from the Birds of Prey TV show. Helena Kyle, or Helena Wayne. Helena Kyle, I'm not. But her Huntress outfits were some that I was obsessed with when I was a little girl. I know for a fact I put together like jackets and like little choker necklaces that would look like Huntress to go and play with my friends and whatnot. I would love to do like a updated adult version of Huntress. More of like from that particular TV show and not so much like the comics with the purple and whatnot. And mine is obviously Helena Kyle and not Helena Bertinelli. Different Huntress. Different. But yeah, I would love to do, and she's got a couple different looks, but just like something with that vibe would be so cool. Another Disney one that I would love to do. I am slightly obsessed with Frozen 2. The first one was cute, and then when I went to Disneyland, I saw the live show of the first one, which was beautiful and breathtaking. And then when we got home, me and my best friend saw Frozen 2 in theaters, back when we could go to theaters. And I'm obsessed with Frozen 2. It's such a good movie. It's one of my favorite cartoons for sure, or Pixar or whatever. But I love it, and one of the particular dresses that I love in this is like the ending Elsa look. The animation on these is just beautiful too, which makes me love it. You like can see the beading and the sparkles on Elsa's look, and I love it so much. I want to be Elsa. So that ending white look with some of the details across the chest, I love it, and I would love to do that Elsa as a cosplay. Alright, so the final one that I wanted to include, which also is probably never gonna happen because I've never had a body like hers, is Aayla Secura. If you're not familiar, she is a Jedi from the prequels. She's a Twi'lek, and I love the look of female Twi'leks, and I've always wanted to do like a cosplay of one. So Aayla Secura is pretty cool, pretty badass, and it's just like a cool vibe. So why not do a cosplay of that particular Jedi, if you will? Jedi, Twi'lek. There you go. I really like her, and I would love to do that at some point. It's a dream cosplay, if you will. So yeah, we had Aayla Secura, Elsa, Huntress, Cloud City Leia, Canary, Peggy Carter, Lily Munster, Cartoon Harley, 1960s Batgirl, Tim Burton Catwoman, Anna from Van Helsing, some version of Ivy, Jaina Solo, Catherine Pierce, Katrina from Sleepy Hollow, Megara, the white dress for Queen Amidala, one of the aunts from Practical Magic, Regina Mills from Once Upon a Time, and Rose from Titanic, which I have done a version of Rose. I did a role play of Rose. That was fun. I did my version of it, but it wasn't that detailed red dress that is so beautiful. But yeah, those were like 20 costumes or cosplays that I would love to wear someday. Is that just a nerdy thing that people think about? Which costumes they want to wear someday? I don't know. That's just how my brain works. I would love to know if there are any cosplays or costumes that you guys like have always wanted to wear or dress up as. I'm super curious. I also want to know if it's just me that thinks about these things. Alright, let's finish the coffee. As always, thank you so much for hanging out with me for a Coffee with Cass episode. I will see you guys in the next. video. Bye, lovelies.